What if the biggest mystery in human history has already happened to millions of people, and we still can't explain it? Every person who has ever lived has faced the same question. What happens after death? Is it the end of consciousness? Or is death just a doorway hiding something we were never meant to see? And here's where it gets strange. Science can tell us surprisingly little about the exact moment we die. In fact, death isn't even as clear-cut as most people think. For centuries, people assumed that when the heart stopped beating, life was over. Simple. Final. End of story. But modern medicine shattered that belief. Researchers discovered that the human body can continue functioning even after the brain has died. In one remarkable study, some bodies maintained biological activity for days after brain death. The line between life and death suddenly became much blurrier than anyone expected. So if death isn't a single moment, what is it? That question becomes even more unsettling when we look at near-death experiences. Millions of people around the world claim they've crossed the threshold and somehow returned. Different countries, different cultures, different religions. Yet their stories often sound eerily similar. A brilliant light, a feeling of peace, a sense of leaving the body. Some even claim they entered another world entirely. But here's the part that keeps scientists awake at night. Many cardiac arrest survivors report awareness after their hearts stopped beating. In some cases, people described events occurring around them when they should have been completely unconscious. How is that possible? If the brain shuts down shortly after the heart stops, who or what is experiencing those moments? And the deeper researchers looked, the stranger the mystery became. Because what they found next would challenge everything we think we know about consciousness. Scientists expected the dying brain to fade quietly into darkness. Instead, they found something completely unexpected. What happens next changes everything. In studies monitoring critically ill patients, researchers observed sudden bursts of intense neural activity near the moment of death. Instead of slowing down, parts of the brain appeared to surge with energy. For a brief period, the brain became incredibly active. Why? No one knows for sure. Some experts believe this neurological explosion may create vivid experiences that feel more real than reality itself. Others argue it could explain the bright lights, peaceful sensations, and out-of-body experiences reported by survivors. But that's not even the craziest part. Even if these experiences can be explained biologically, the biggest question remains unanswered. Why do so many people describe such similar events? Coincidence? A shared brain mechanism? Or evidence of something beyond what science can currently measure? And this is where the story takes a dramatic turn. Imagine tomorrow morning, scientists announce undeniable proof that an afterlife exists. Not speculation, not belief, not faith. Proof. At first, it sounds like humanity's greatest discovery. But would it actually make the world better? Suppose the afterlife rewarded how people lived on Earth. Every action, every decision, every moral choice. Suddenly, society would transform. People would obsess over understanding the rules. Governments would debate them. Scientists would race to study them. Entire new fields of research would emerge. But here's the twist. What if everyone ended up in the same place regardless of what they did? No punishment, no reward, no consequences. Just one destination for everyone. Would people become kinder? Or would responsibility itself begin to disappear? Because human behavior suggests a very different outcome. Researchers have found something fascinating about human psychology. When people are reminded of death, they often become more impulsive. They spend more, drink more, take more risks, live more intensely. Now imagine a world where everyone knew with certainty that death was not the end. Would people still care about protecting the planet, building a future, following rules? Or would many decide that earthly consequences no longer matter? And this is where it gets weird. Proof of an afterlife might create more questions than answers. Because discovering that an afterlife exists is not the same as understanding it. The only people who truly know what lies beyond death would still be unreachable. The dead themselves. So even after humanity's greatest scientific breakthrough, uncertainty might survive. Different interpretations would emerge. New beliefs would form. Arguments would continue. The mystery would shrink, but never disappear. And that reveals something surprising. Maybe the real power of the afterlife isn't whether it exists. Maybe it's the question itself. The question has driven philosophy, religion, science, and human curiosity for thousands of years. It has inspired civilizations, comforted the grieving, terrified the living, and pushed humanity to search for answers beyond the limits of knowledge. For now, one fact remains undeniable. Whether an afterlife exists or not, this life certainly does. Human beings are living longer than ever before. We have more time, more opportunities, and more chances to shape the world around us. But there's one final mystery. If science eventually proves what happens after death, will humanity finally find peace? Or will that discovery uncover an even bigger secret hiding behind reality itself? And if death is only the beginning, what exactly is waiting on the other side?